Good morning, everybody. Today you are going to start by taking notes over this video. The first thing that you need to do is to get either some notebook paper or some of the Cornell note paper I have supplied to you, and you will write down the topic, which is alcohol and the body, and then you will write down the essential question, which is how does alcohol affect the body? Now, as you're watching this, feel free to pause, stop, write down whatever you feel that you need to, and then each slide is a new chunk. So you're probably going to have quite a few chunks today. Okay, so this should be chunk number 1 in your notes. It's called Teen Alcohol Statistics. Don't write down all of these. Maybe just pick 2 that stand out to you more than others. So, compared to non-drinkers, teen drinkers were binge drinkers, meaning that's 5 drinks in a row for boys or 4 drinks in a row for girls. They were also 11 times more likely to ride with a driver who had been drinking alcohol. Just because you're not drinking and driving doesn't mean your friend wasn't drinking and driving. Either way, you could still get into a really bad accident. Teens who drank were 4 times more likely to get into a physical fight. They were almost 4 times more likely to have ever been raped or subjected to dating violence, which is not acceptable. No means no, all of those things. They were more than 5 times more likely to be sexually active, meaning just having sex, oral sex, anal sex, vaginal sex, all of the sexes. They were 4 times more likely to have attempted suicide. Remember, alcohol is a depressant. And teen binge drinkers were also more likely to use other drugs. Okay, chunk number 2 in your notes. These are just general facts about alcohol. So number 1, alcohol is a depressant. And if you don't know what a depressant is, it was in your bookwork. It slows down the body. It depresses it. It's no fun. 12 ounces of beer contains half an ounce of alcohol. A small shot glass contains half an ounce of alcohol. And a 5-ounce glass of wine also contains half an ounce of alcohol. So if you want to calculate how much alcohol content is in something, you multiply the drink volume by the percent of alcohol. So it's like 5 ounces of wine times 0.10, which equals half an ounce. Here's chunk number 3, alcohol's effects on body systems. So with your heart, it makes your heart work a lot harder. It makes it beat faster, the blood pressure increases, which is not good. Your kidneys start producing more urine to get all of the alcohol out of your body. That's why you pee in general, is to get bad things out of your body. So that's why people pee so much when they drink. Too much alcohol can cause vomiting, which is on your digestive system. Gross. Alcohol slows down your brain activity, so you literally become slower in all aspects of everything. Coordination becomes impaired. That's why people stumble. That's why people fall. That's why when you see somebody getting pulled over for a DUI arrest, they can't walk in a straight line. And then your sensations and perception become less clear as well. So you don't understand things as clearly. Pain, you don't feel as much. Chunk number 4 is alcohol's effects on behavior. These are the ones that people notice more often. It's kind of hard to tell that your blood pressure is increasing, but it is easier to tell that alcohol is decreasing a drinker's natural fears. If somebody is normally afraid of heights and they've been drinking a lot, all of a sudden they become not afraid of heights. Drinkers tend to lose judgment and self-control, so what normally they wouldn't do if they hadn't been drinking, they might do. So if they normally say, you know what, I would never drive when I drank, that's the worst decision in the world. Now they've been drinking for a while and they think, oh, I'm fine, I can get home, it's no big deal. It's the wrong choice. They made a poor judgment. And then also a person could black out, meaning that they don't remember what happened for a period of time. And this can be serious. Let's say if there's an allegation of rape and the person blacked out and didn't know what was happening, that's a big deal. Okay, chunk number 5, long-term risks of alcohol. Brain damage, fetal alcohol syndrome. That's if you drink when you're pregnant only. Liver damage can happen to anybody, regardless of how long you drink or how much you drink. Heart disease, it's making your heart work really hard. Digestive problems, ulcers, things like that. And then also alcoholism. Chunk number 6. You guys know I'm not one of those teachers that tells you just don't do it, just say no. I have reasons behind it. Some of the reasons that your book give you are this slide and the next slide. Some of the research that you will find say the following things as well. So here's your number 1 reason not to drink. It takes half as much alcohol to damage a teen's brain as it does an adult's brain. So some teens drink twice as much as adults. Think of what it's doing to their brain. Think of the people that you know that are teens that drink and how they act and things they say. Think of what's happening to their brain. Also, the brain can completely shut down breathing and or swallowing and gag reflex if there's alcohol poisoning. So when people go to parties and they drink a lot and they get alcohol poisoning, they can die from that unless somebody intervenes and gets them to an emergency room as soon as possible. Their body will stop breathing, and if they stop breathing, they can't get oxygen to their brain and they will die. Okay, chunk number 7. This is reason not to drink number 2. Teen alcohol addiction is a real thing. Children and teens become more chemically dependent much faster than adults. They can get dependent on alcohol within weeks of drinking it or months of drinking it, whereas it might take adults, more months or even years to become dependent. Adolescents, that's just a fancy word for teens, who begin drinking before the age of 15 are more likely to develop alcohol dependence than those who begin drinking at 21. So you just have to plan out, what do you want to happen with your life? If you were earlier than 15 when you started drinking, you still have time to make that plan happen. And then also, a child who reaches 21 without abusing alcohol or using drugs is virtually certain to never do so. So you can use it, but remember, abusing it is a whole different thing. Alcohol is a drug. Drug abuse is one of our vocabulary words. If you don't know what it means, look it up. All right, you made it to the assignment part. Congratulations. So at this point, you have 2 choices. I don't care which one you do. If you've got extra time, do the other choice as well. It might earn you that 0.5 to bump you up a little bit. So choice number 1, your job is to research consequences to teen alcohol use and abuse in Iowa. So if a teen is caught drinking, what happens? If a teen is caught with alcohol poisoning, what happens? What are the consequences? Are there fines? Do they go to jail? What's the deal? Now, the next part, do you agree or disagree with these consequences? Why or why not? Do you feel they're too harsh? Do you feel they are not strict enough? What do you think? Then you need to look at drinking ages in other countries. Why do you think they're different than ours? Ours is 21. Way back in the 70s when my parents were in college, it was 18. Why did it change? Why are some countries 18? Why are some countries lower or higher than that? So what do you think the drinking age should be and why? Give me some reasons to back up your opinion there. And then I want you to display what you learned. So show me the things that you looked up, a visual, a PowerPoint, a poster, a video. Give me something to show me you learned something today. And then choice number 2, create 2 scenarios in which people are drinking. How can people avoid these scenarios to begin with? What refusal skills can a person use if they are offered a drink? You can look up refusal skills for alcohol online and you will get a million ideas. You can look up scenarios in which people are drinking, a million ideas. You can ask a friend to help you come up with a scenario. After you've done all that, I want you to make a list of tips, or you can create a public service announcement, something that we can put up in the school Maybe it's a t-shirt, maybe it's an announcement that we read on the intercom, maybe it's a giant poster that we put in the commons area. But you want to help your peers to refuse alcohol, to not start drinking in the first place. Good luck. You can use your textbook. There's lots of things in there. Look for the chapter called Alcohol. You can look online. You can use your phone, but be on task because these are due by the end of class today.